I never really got into it until I started training jiu-jitsu. I walked into a gym. It was after I had graduated undergrad. I had ballooned back up to 265. I was, no neck, baby face, and I walked into a gym, but I didn't really like lifting. I was tired of 5 years of football in college. It's all we did, big meathead. I was like, I don't want to do that. I saw some wrestling mats, and they were like, oh, it's jiu-jitsu. I was like, whatever, let's try it. And I just started having a lot of fun. And then one day, Carl Parisian and Loden Kincaid came into the gym. Loden was on The Ultimate Fighter. Carl was already in the UFC. And they were sparring, and they were like, oh, you're a big guy, why don't you come spar with us? And I'm like, okay. And the next day, I go golf with my best friend and his family. I got marks all over my face because Loden had no control, elbowing me in the face. But I had a blast, I had a lot of fun. And so from there, I kind of got more and more into the training and more into it. Took my first amateur fight, my first smoker fight in 2007, and just had a blast. It's funny, for my friends wise, I'm one of the scarier guys, but I don't. Like I said, I've never been in a fight. I've never, everybody knows me as more, I get intense when I'm coaching or in athletic situations, but other than that, I'd rather relax and play dominoes, you know what I mean? Sit around a fire. I don't, I'm not one, I don't really drink that much anymore, so I'm definitely not a guy that goes out. I may have a couple of beers with some friends. I actually drink non-alcoholic beer when I'm home by myself, so it's not even like I sit at home and take on the beer or anything like that. So it's more just a nice relaxed situation for me nowadays. The thing I think I value most is loyalty. Loyalty would be the top of my list. I'm one of those guys that, for me, if we're friends and you say you need anything, I'm gonna give you anything. You need my pants. All right, I'm just gonna say, all right, this is awkward, but here's my pants. And when you run into situations where you'll do that for people and people won't do that for you, that hurts more than anything. That's like, you know what I mean? So I don't have I have a lot of friends, but it's not that tight, you know what I mean? So, if I've made a friend that's like that, you know what I mean? I've been lucky in my life. I got two of those, at least two of those friends, probably three, that literally, they could be across the country and I could be like, yo, I need you, and they would drop whatever they had going on and they would be there. And they know it's the same thing. I mean, I could be in the middle of training camp and they'd be like, dude, this happened, and my happy butt would be down there. So the loyalty is probably the thing I treasure most. Like I said, I really like the camaraderie. I really like connecting with different people. One of my favorite training partners, I train at another gym in Ventura. His name's Chris Beals. You want to talk about people that have overcome some stuff. Had cancer in his leg, got that removed, didn't think he'd fight again, he's fighting again. He's got a young kid, he's only 20, I think Chris is maybe like 25 now. He's got a son that's 8 or 9. It's one of those things where I see guys like him and I'm like, you really need to get on your grind, because that guy has it hard and he's working his ass off. For guys like me, I'm like, I haven't had that. I'm not running through anything. The worst for me is that I got terrible wrists and hands. I'm like, oh darn, rough day. Shut up and get to the gym. So I've met a lot of guys like that. There's guys here, Shannon Slack, Luke Pauly, Mark Williams. It's very inspirational people. You know what I mean? That always keep me in that frame of mind that it could always be worse. Life's really good.